Welcome everyone. It is May the 22nd, 2024, and we are working on a new chakra, the throat chakra with the Divine Mother and the blessing and virtue of hope. Beautiful blessing. It's got lots of information. And Sanakamara and the universal law of karmic dispensation connected to the 10th dimension with Albert Einstein. Okay. Let's jump right in. So here's our mission with Michael. And I hope fits right in because it's very blue. It's a deep, deep blue. And the mother energy is blue. Archangel Michael's energy is blue. Peace is blue. Hope is blue. Trust and faith. So yeah, we're coming in. That's the divine feminine rising in everyone to help create that peace. It's a coming. There we are. There's a little bit of a review about joy and truth and the framework of the laws. So just remembering that the golden energy connected to the Father is the substance, the creation, joy, still point, the laws, framework, the fuel, think the sunshine, our self-worth. And the hope is more connected to the mother and the water. And clarity, think movement of the mother, self-love, movement. Love is the movement here, and embodiment, freedom. See all these blue words, being. Yeah, so it's just a good reminder. Okay, and then reminder, this is an everyday mantra. I am loved, I'm loved, I'm lovable. So you can see loved, loved, lovable. And the golden energy, there's no difference between healing and creation. So that golden temple in behind the heart chakra is filled with our self-worth. So that there's beautiful understandings embedded in the physical form. So the more we're embodying this information, the better. And there it is again, the framework, the movement. Love is the expression and how that is experienced. Love is the movement. Love is the fuel, so think the sunshine. Love is the substance, think the framework of the laws, embedding the laws like right into our physical form, into the bone structure. Okay, and here we are, there's the throat. We're now at the 10th dimension, so connected to the law of karmic dispensation, to hope, forgiveness, peace, trust, faith, so the blue divine qualities. The throat is the sound of the mother, the silence and the stillness. So it's both. And the 10th dimension, purity, joy, angelic play, reflection of love, communication of beauty, of hope, that balance, charity, selflessness, generosity, and forgiveness. So karmic dispensation is no understanding that everything is forgiven in the higher realms, but we have to ask for it. All right. So this is a little bit about our throat chakra, the cobalt blue, the blue of Archangel Michael, the cloak of the Universal Mother. So she does have this beautiful cloak that you can put over yourself and you become invisible. So if you really want to get into the stillness, put on the cloak. The big blue sky of Arizona, the deep blue of the Atlantic Ocean, the soft blue of the Caribbean. So this chakra, and I didn't realize it, I thought it was all just the blue of Michael and the mother, but it's actually that deep blue, and then there's this blue of the Caribbean as well. So all shades of blue. Our throat chakra is our center for change. It's time to welcome this change. This is our center for communication and our communication of hope, of peace, trust, and faith. Feel these divine qualities deep within this chakra as they communicate to the rest of your body, your field, and out into your planet. So this chakra is a real center for your field, for your body, for your field, and to the rest of the planet. Feel that sense of purity, charity, selflessness, and generosity, because these are the qualities of the 10th dimension of beauty. It is the knowingness, the state of being in perfect beauty. And we haven't got to beauty yet, but beauty is being in harmony with everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. And it's just understanding the physics of reflections. We'll get into that. of knowing the beauty of all things, of all existence, of all life, of all kingdoms, of knowing and having that sense of profound beauty and fullness, whether it is a grain of sand or an entire galaxy. It is the dimension where you recognize the beauty of your sacred self, that you are a reflection of all, birthed from the heart of the mother with her beauty, beauty of soul, beauty of mind and of body, beauty of emotion, and the ability to create that reflection of divine beauty. And go deeper and allow this dome of blue to contain you and fill you. So I made a dome, a blue dome, 10th dimension. Just feel that blue energy all around you. It's purity, it's charity, it's selflessness, it's generosity, it's communication of hope, of peace, trust, and faith. So just that blue energy. It's sort of like Archangel Michael and working with his blue flame. Remember, his blue flame expanded around us, and we became like a sponge of the blue. Similar. And this is just a reminder that you are this, everybody is this, remembering your soul design. It's sort of like this 10th dimension of beauty. So just think of it as your soul design. And embedded within that is your magnificence and your uniqueness. So we looked at that in the last instantaneous transmission and transformation law, soul design. So this 10th dimension, it is the dimension where you recognize the beauty of your sacred self, that you are a reflection of all, birthed from the heart of the Divine Mother. So when we're birthed from source energy, you know, we come out like a spark, but we're really of source, and that's who we are. We've just forgotten. The belief systems are overriding us right now, but as they diminish, as we really, really know that they're not real, then we remember this beauty. So birth from the heart of the mother with her beauty, beauty of soul, of mind, and of body, beauty of emotion, and the ability to create that reflection of divine beauty. This is our ascension, connected to the throat chakra in the 10th dimension. There's this picture I took on Bowen Island, and it's just such a neat picture because it's actually a reflection. So this is all this, whoops, all this down here is water, and it's just the trees reflected in it. So that's kind of like us. We're a reflection of the Divine Mother. We've just forgotten. So we're remembering that self-love, self-worth. This is our ascension in form. Connected to the water, connected to the sunlight, connected to nature. So this is interesting because this chakra, the throat chakra, is connected to different organs and bodily functions in the physical form. So it's connected to the thyroid, the lungs, the vocal cords, the bronchial tubes, and our metabolism. So anytime you're having an issue with the thyroid, just know it's connected to the throat chakra, connected to us struggling with maybe not understanding karmic dispensation or struggling with our ego. Any of the attributes of the 10th dimension, the karmic dispensation law, or hope. And we're going to get into hope too. So the thyroid produces hormones that regulate the body's metabolic rate, growth, and development, plays a role in controlling heart, muscle, and digestive function, brain development, and bone maintenance. That's pretty important for a tiny little gland. The lungs, 70% of waste is eliminated through our lungs by breathing. Often if we have issues with our lungs, it's connected to really old sorrow. And because we've had so many lifetimes, that's, you know, understandable. But it can be also if someone has passed when we're younger and we don't know, we didn't understand where they went. You know, so many things can be connected to the lungs and our sorrow. But this is interesting. Through our lungs, okay, so 70% of waste is eliminated through our lungs by breathing. Lungs always retain a liter of air. 1 liter of air in the airways. And they actually will float if they're, if your lungs are taken out of your physical form, they will literally float in water. And we exhale about a tablespoon of water per hour. Isn't that amazing? So we're so connected to the mother energy. We're exhaling a tablespoon of water an hour. And so also it's connected to the vocal cords, which are 2 bands of muscles inside our voice box, our larynx, that allows us to vocalize or make sounds. And our voice box sits atop our windpipe. So again, the sound of the mother, the voice. The bronchial tubes, they carry air to and from our lungs. The bronchi also help moisturize the air we breathe and screen out foreign particles. And then metabolism, the chemical reactions in the body cells that change food into energy. Our bodies need this energy to do everything, from moving to thinking to growing. So this throat chakra is really important, for connected to different these different organs, and then also function, system and function. So it's good. If you have any issues with any of these things, it's good to then look back to see what the throat chakra is all about. So one of the attributes of the 10th dimension is the ability to fully participate uniquely with no sense of ego self. We're working on that. And also to the law of karmic dispensation. So we're going to look at hope first, but I think it's connected to, this chakra is very blue. So it's connected to Archangel Michael and Mother Mary and the 10th dimension where angels play. But we're going to look at that right now. There we go. So the 10th dimension contains the growth patterns of beauty, purity, and charity. It is the patterning of and state of being in complete willingness to share and participate in and throughout the universe. It is the growth of selflessness and generosity. It is a sense of patterning, of understanding, knowing, and creating beauty from the purity of heart, soul, being. It is the commitment to be only a reflection of love. This is a magnificent dimension that few upon earth achieve, but which is completely available to each of you to experience. It is so far beyond what you conceive of in terms of tangible human creation, and yet it is part of the pattern of each and every plant, animal, tree, rock, stream, and molecule of air on your planet. It is part of the essence of Gaia. It is the ability to fully participate uniquely, but with no sense of ego self. In many ways, it embodies the quality of divine creation. This is the dimension where angels play. So that's hence I did this. So you can see the blues of the mother, the water energy, and then the sky of Michael. So it's so beautiful. So just think nature blue. Okay, so this is that statement that I found for the last chakra, the Lurion chakra, and it's all about the ego and how what's happening. While it is easy to know our feelings at any given time, when we go inwards and begin assessing ourselves, ego comes into play. The ego bias towards self will not let us accurately assess ourselves. It will make us defend our negative thought patterns and feelings by telling us that it was some external circumstance or person who caused it. We're really good at blaming beings in the past, usually family. So it's good to just recognize that and laugh and neutralize that energy so it doesn't evoke emotion in the present. It is quite a challenging process and requires us to be totally honest with ourselves, about ourselves, to be objective about ourselves, neither thinking highly nor poorly of the self, but plainly, simply, truthfully. And then I wrote this: no situation and no one has ruined us or our life. That's what I used to think. That certain situations, damaged, did damage. And so now I'm coming to the different perspective, and this is the angelic perspective of the 10th dimension. So this throat chakra where angels play, our angelic self is blessing us all the time. And so we're learning to do that for everything about our life and past lives. We have volunteered, attracted what we have experienced in this life and in other lifetimes. So, and we did that to master compassion and peace and love and joy, just like the mother is. So the mother stands back and blesses us from afar, and we're learning to do that about different people and circumstances in this life. So when we do that, we're acting 10th dimensionally. So 10th dimension, the 10th dimension is the ability to fully participate uniquely with no sense of ego self. And the way that SK talked to us about the ego in the law of balance, he said the ego is a delightful part of the personality, and we're just here to love it. Love it and love it and love it some more. So then when you're loving your ego, you're not judging anything. So we're out of the judgment of self and others. So I think that's what the 700 hertz plus is, where they measured different states of being, and they got enlightenment to be 700 hertz plus. So that's the frequency. Peace was 600, joy was 540, love was, and I think it's self-love, maybe it's 500. Reason, acceptance, willingness, neutrality, courage, and all this is just fading away. So if we're in any of this shame or guilt or grief or fear or anger, just know it's a very low frequency. And if you can, just ask it what it's connected to and then bless that. And that brings you way up into compassion, way up into the non-judgment, where you're just loving your ego. So good little practice. Okay, so now the blessing and virtue of hope. Where's my phone? Let's see what time. How are we doing for time? Oh, we got lots of time. Okay. So this is brought to us by the Divine Mother. And this is the definition by the Council of Love. The gift of heart knowing of the presence of God, the ability to understand that very often things on earth are not as they appear, an ability to pierce the illusion of the veil, the only reason for change. Hope encompasses serenity, total and perfect calm, to be in the world but not of it, to be able to remain centered and still, one with who you are, regardless of externals. Hope is the color of deep twilight blue, almost navy. It is the deepest color of blue, the color of our beloved Divine Mother, Mary. So the the blue of the mother is a bit deeper than the blue of Archangel Michael. And hope is that deeper blue. Yeah. So who would have thought that hope would have all those beautiful qualities to it, that it was actually serenity. And to be in the world but not of it, to be able to remain centered and still. Usually when we talk about hope, it's like a wishing and a hoping for this and that. But here, with the higher dimensional explanation of it, it's the gift of heart knowing of the presence of God, an ability to pierce the illusion of the veil. So it's like truth in a way. I guess there's truth in hope. So truth is the divine knowing. So this is all about knowing, heart knowing. Oh, they're all interconnected. This was a picture that I took. I used to go down to a rock close to the water and meditate. And this color in the sky is very much the color of the Divine Mother. So it was a beautiful sunset that night. And I've always loved that photograph. That's Vancouver, English Bay. Okay, so now this is all about the stillness. Because hope is very much about the serenity and stillness. So I thought we'd just do a little bit of a review of the still point from the last law. So, and this is a simple way to go into the stillness and then really to embody that hope. Okay, so think of the energy from your head and your entire being from the bottom up and from the top down. So down from the bottom up and then the top down, and going down a drain so that all the energy is draining and collecting in your heart. And then allow your breath to slow. Count 4 in, hold for 4, 4 out, then do it for 8 until you're comfortable and your breathing is slowing. Even if you're just conscious of your breath getting slower and slower and slower, and breathing out for a long period of time. And then simply saying, I wish to go to stillness. If your heart and your heartbeat was a pendulum, simply stop the pendulum the same way you would reset an old-fashioned clock. So just thinking of an old clock and the pendulum, and it's stopping, and stop it and just be. And SK says not to worry about breathing. We will not suffocate. Your body is constructed to start breathing when you need to. And if you hold for 17 seconds, that's the period of a time for still point. It relates to the 9 months of gestation of a baby. And the 17 seconds is that same amount of time in the higher realms. So it's much, much, much quicker. And just be in that place of stillness. It feels like the immense void of nothingness. In truth, it is where everything is. So it's a good thing to practice going to that place of still point. So if any of the old energy comes up that you're, feel discombobulated about, you can take it to still point and it will dissolve because it's not real. So just keep doing it, layers and layers and layers and layers of it until we master the still point. And this is part of hope. Okay, you can just say, I wish to go to stillness. When I was doing it, so I was practicing it and I saw the entire planet at the end of the pendulum. And then it was like a zoom out and I just went into the void. It was amazing. So you just practice it and see what happens. It's quite just it's what your guides and your circle, help you to embody in the stillness. Okay. So now this is the meditation for hope. So it's the Divine Mother, and she says the color of hope is the deepest blue twilight. So let's begin by anchoring in our heart deeper and deeper, and take a nice deep breath of that blue of the Atlantic Ocean. And when you're very deep, and the Pacific Ocean, and the blue, the color of delphiniums, of Siberian iris, that deep twilight blue. Feel yourself begin to drift across that twilight blue sky, letting go of earth, letting go of concerns, responsibilities, and just allowing yourself to be. Breathe blue and bring yourself deeper and allow yourself to float. As you float above earth, across that magnificent twilight sky, across the sparkling stars, with the beginning of the Milky Way, feel that energy of the Universal Mother, of the Divine Mother, of that Mother that has birthed us, created us, loved and nurtured us forever. And feel that blue velvet simply wrap around you as you feel safe and secure in your ability to go further than ever. let go and simply be, and feel that love, the love of the mother that has trusted you and has had such faith in you to go off and have your adventure, and yet always continue to love and support you no matter what, or no matter what the externals and the struggles that we have created or that have been created around us. No matter what it looks like, she's there. Breathe deeper into your heart. As part of today, we allow our Universal Mother to reconnect and support and fill us with hope, with that knowing that we are one. And then she comes in and she says, "Greetings, I am Mary. Welcome to all of you. And yes, I come as mother of hope, as mother of change, mother of serenity, mother of laughter, mother of joy, mother of one. The distinctions that you make between myself, Universal Mother, and Divine Mother are human distinctions, and they are created so that you will have a multitude of ways in which to come to know me, so that I may guide you and that I may guide you back home. That no matter how far you wander or what the journey entails, that you should choose in any instance, in any reality, to call upon me, to know me, to allow me to embrace you. I am there. So I have a million faces and as many names, and I am still one. Creation is eternal and it is born of stillness, but it is also born of infinite inspiration and movement. And this is the gift that I gift you. It is not merely hope that is your fundamental bedrock from which all emanates, but you are also filled with inspiration, with ideas, with love, with laughter, to bring that stillness into form, into matter, into experience, into creation, and right now, beloved ones, into the creation of Nova Being and Nova Earth. You, and I do not just mean you, the collective, I mean each of you, beloved children of my heart, are magnificent and phenomenal, and you are the catalyst. In so many ways, you are my continued inspiration, because we continually create ways in which to assist you on your journey. And that is the way, in many instances, how hope has come to be misconstrued. It is the plea that is heard in the dark of the night. It is the prayer that is whispered over a sick child's bed, or when there's no food in the larder. It is, "Mother, help me and give me something tangible, give me a sign." So hope is often thought of as request and receiving. But what I say to thee is that hope is the foundation upon which those requests, those prayers, those creations are based. Because if there was not the knowing, yes, sometimes doubt creeps in, but it does not matter. If the knowing was not there of our existence and our presence always in each and every one of your lives, every life, then you would not pray, you would not ask, and in your terminology, you would not have hope. So bring it back. No, I am not asking you in any way, shape, or form to limit your requests, because they are always heard and always acted upon, whether they are directly to me, to your guardian angels, to your guides, to the archangels, to the masters. They are always heard and acted upon. Now, often you say, "Mother, I've been praying for X and I have not received it." We are not suggesting that our actions and how we respond to your prayers is always as you wish or think we should respond, but it would be erroneous for you to think that we are not responding. It is the balance. It is our eternal partnership. It is the infinite agreement that we have formed when you agreed to assume form. It was actually quite straightforward. I will go, but you have to promise to help. That promise has never been broken, even in what you have thought of as the darkest days, either of your planet or of your life. So my purpose in speaking with you this day is not merely to reassure you, it is to reconfirm that promise, I am your mother. It is not possible within my realm, my essence, to not respond to you. It is what a mother does. So, dear heart, I know you have many questions this day, but this makes a lively discussion, does it not? Where shall we begin? Okay, let's see how far along are we? Oh, yeah, we have time. So this is Graham. He asked if she could speak to the level of hope that you are seeing on the planet for what people are embodying right now. What's in people's hearts? And Mother Mary said, yes, increasingly minute to minute, second to second, millisecond to millisecond. So I'm not simply speaking of days or hours here. There is an increase in the level of hope, the level of stillness, that is, being brought forward by each of you. Now, why do I emphasize the stillness? I tell you because that is where the knowing is found. That is where the creation takes place. Anything that ascension is coming to the new reality is based in a flurry of activity. It is not. When you are going to the place of still point, when you are going to the full place of hope, you are allowing the changes to take place. You are allowing the fullness, not only of our being, but of your being to come to the forefront for that shift, that quantum leap to be completed. So this is how important the still point is, and really going, asking yourself when the old energy comes up, what it's connected to, and just keep coming to neutral about the past, basically, in the stillness. Oh. Okay. In fact, your ascension process goes well. You know, I have an interest in this. It is part of my plan. So yes, is it slowed slightly, but not significantly? And that is what is key. When you are rushing about looking at your watch and saying, well, it's been 3 hours and I haven't ascended yet. Well, it is rather funny, is it not? But when you go to the stillness and you allow the expansion, and in many ways you allow yourself to float up, and this is what's so important. I don't know if you've experienced this, but that floating up feeling is really profound. So she says here, float up, as it were, and that it increases and increases and increases and increases because it is a building process. Then you are underway. And so she says, so you are, as a collective, about halfway there. So this was over 10 years ago now. And she was saying we were halfway there. So, but I think the deeper we go into our own stuff and balance it, like, the more chaotic it looks in the external. So, so then Graham said, I appreciate how you're speaking to the flurry of activity. And I was just talking with some colleagues last night about this, how we have been feeling within our own selves, within our own lives, as a result that our level of activity has gone down quite a bit. In fact, it's tied with this feeling of not as much energy, but I almost want to say a feeling of encouragement, just to be and slow down and to be still. Can you speak to that a little bit, that feeling, that sensation? And Mother Mary said, yes, it's called serenity. I am teasing you, dear heart. Yes, what you have been feeling is the externals. All those distractions are becoming less and less. And if I can say this, your field of vision is becoming more focused. Not that does not mean that you are not aware of what is going on upon your planet, or that you do not care what is going on upon your planet. You care intensely, but what you are realizing is that in order to accomplish what you truly desire, what is the core of your being, that less is required. Less movement, less activity, more simply being, because it is in that you allow yourself to proceed. It is allowing yourself to anchor and expand, anchor and expand. Now, commit to that. You also feel at the same time that you're working flat out 24/7 and that is the level, is a level of exhaustion that many of you are feeling. I've been up for 3 hours. I think it's time for a nap, because the human body and the human being simply has not been used to holding this much energy. And I remember back when this came through, that's exactly how I was feeling. Now I think we're more used to that energy. Maybe, I mean, Steve, you were feeling a bit tired the other day, weren't you?
Yes, after the eclipse, there was a long period of feeling really worn out, weak, tired, exhausted, all the rest of it. But
Yeah.
it lifted a couple of days ago now.
Yeah, good. So probably when something like that happens, you're just holding more energy. You're
Yeah.
getting used to it. So then the body needs to rest. Mhm.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
if anything happens, like it's the body saying it needs to rest because it's learning to hold more energy.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think I have one. Oh no, that's all I did. That's all I did. Yes, Darren.
So would it also be that the body needs to adapt to the higher energies as well? So it's going to take some while for the body to do that, and it needs to rest to do that.
Yeah, I think that's what I said, didn't I? Adapt, or yeah, it's learning how to hold the energy. Yeah, adapt. That's a good word. Adapt. And I think
Okay.
it's also encouraging us to be more still as well. So really, like she's saying, less is required. So if we're feeling that, then it's the body saying, okay, now we gotta, even ask why too, because it's probably connected to old stuff in the past. Yes, Leanne.
Well, I'm just curious, like this is from 2012, and she said we were halfway.
Mhm.
And you think about how much, even from like 2020 on, how much less movement we had because of what happened with the pandemic,
Yep.
and how that changed a lot of people in wanting to have less activity and to slow down and to really consider what's important. And so I'd love to know where we're at now. I love numbers.
Yeah. You know what? Personally, I think we're doing great.
Yeah, I do too. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So there were a couple channelings on the Golden Age of Gaia that someone drew my attention to. I think it was Blossom had a good one a few days ago. Did Steve?
Okay.
Did anyone look at that one? No.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, because someone told me that there was, oh yeah, it was Mary on Monday. She said that Blossom had a being come in that wouldn't say who it was. And then did you get the same sense, Darren, that it was her higher self that Mary got?
I really didn't have any sense of what that or who that being was. I really didn't know.
Okay. And Steve?
Her higher self is White Cloud.
It is?
Yes. Yeah, she said that, he said that, yeah. That's why she's able to switch between him and her so easily.
Yeah, well, this new being wasn't White Cloud, that's for sure. It was somebody else.
No, yeah, no, I hear you. I'll mention something else which I'd asked nobody to pass along.
Well, this is recorded.
Well, oh, okay, I won't.
Um,
Later.
So anyways, back to what Leanne was saying about how far along we are. Personally, the sense I get when I'm out in the public is the young people are really way more advanced than when I was 20.
Sure.
They are more interested in the planet, what's going on the planet and helping with the change. So, and really it's it's the rise of the young people into positions of leadership, and more and more women getting involved. And we see that every day too. So it just looks a little chaotic. And I think our job, the mastery part, is just being able to stand back and bless whatever's going on, so that, whoever, is not, say, we don't feel is in as much alignment as, for peace or whatever, that we send them peace so that then there's a possibility that they remember. So it's not getting too attached to what's going on out there. Yeah, Darren.
Yeah, I agree. I think from what I've been reading anyway, is that we are pretty well going according to plan. We're pretty well on the timeline, maybe delayed just slightly, but we're pretty well going the way it's supposed to go. So I wouldn't worry too much about it.
No, I think that's the least of our worries. Just really focus on the self. And where she says to practice this floating up, where did it say that? Float up here. This is amazing. And then that's us, that's our ascension. So then you're really connecting into your higher beings, and then anchor it back into yourself. So then you're really operating within that higher dimensional way, and especially the 10th dimension, because that's our angelic self that can just bless everything and is not worried about much. Yep, Darren.
So that floating, does just that happen when you sit in still point for a while?
Yeah. You can ask your guides for the floaty feeling, even right before you get out of bed in the morning. It's brilliant. Yeah, it's us being able to, well, remember when SK talked about us being in form and then being able to be out of form in the blink of an eye? Like it's us practicing that basically. But you really want to anchor into your physical form. So yes, practice the floatiness, but make sure you're in your physical form. Grounding yourself every day to the planet, dropping your cord to Gaia, so that you can be in form and you're not jumping out because of wounding. So a lot of us still have wounding from child and past lifetime, and we're not as anchored in the physical form as we can be. So that is important. Yeah, Darren.
So are you saying you need to be anchored before you go into still point and try floating?
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Or if you do get to the place where you're floaty and you come back, make sure you anchor as well.
Okay.
Yeah, because you don't want to go out in the world and still be floaty.
No.
We have to drive, we have to walk, there's so many things we have to navigate here. Yes, Leanne.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the way that I practice meditation. Like I ground first and then I go up, or, you know what I mean? I do go up to get messages or go into my heart, but I'm always grounding first because we need to stay anchored in order to, well, just to stay. Yeah. I mean, don't you think? I mean, that's kind of the first thing I do, right? Is
anchor yourself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's so important. So important. I find that I'm pretty much anchored all the time. So I don't know. I'm not more. The more meditation work you do, you kind of get into the place where you're just that all the time.
Right. Definitely. Yes.
So it's second nature now, but I think it's because I've done so much work on the trauma too, because it's harder to anchor into the physical form if the trauma from this lifetime and other lifetimes hasn't been properly dealt with, so that it doesn't evoke emotion. Yeah.
I usually anchor when I'm finished the meditation, before I get up, and start moving. I find it important to anchor then for sure.
Yeah. Anchor before, anchor after, anchor all the time. It's like we're learning to bilocate. So today I was getting ready for, I was calling everybody in. I was doing two things at once and I was doing it pretty well. So it's like bilocating, I guess. I don't know if you call it this, but I was just sitting over there at my sewing table and doing something I needed to get done for this lady. So I'm ripping apart this vest because I got to put a new zipper in it. And at the same time, I'm calling everybody in. And I was doing two things at once really well. Normally I can't do that. If I'm doing a sewing project, I just got to focus on that. Or if I'm doing something, but it was very interesting to see that I could do two things really well. Now I know Archangel Michael can do a million things very well all at once. How he does that. So, and I'm sure the Divine Mother can do a trillion things all at once. But yeah, so it's just like, just watch these little nuances about yourself that will you know, it's our ascension. We're really moving along, and I don't think we need to know, like, have other people tell us how far we're along. You'll feel it in yourself, like with the, you know, greater ability to do things. Yeah. All right, so let's see. Oh yeah, Darren.
Yeah, I think you also notice that in how the world changes around you, your attitudes and beliefs about the world just seem to automatically change when you raise your frequency.
Yeah, so you're blessing everything.
Well, yeah, that too, that increases as well, yeah.
Well, what do you mean your attitude? Are you not judging anything that's happening out there, or what? How do you mean your attitude about the world?
Well, yeah, less judgment for sure, and more love going out to people and
To everyone.
yeah, to everyone. And I see more in nature now. I see the divinity in nature. When I look at nature, I see divinity looking back at me.
Yes. Yeah, well, nature is that perfect reflection. So if you're seeing the divinity of nature, then you're knowing that in yourself.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah. I find if I can be very angelic and just bless everything, no matter what's going on, bless the good, the bad, the ugly. Yeah, you know that you're more operating from the 10th dimension, your angelic self. Angels don't get caught in drama, really. They're ringed around the planet. They're just blessing us. And that's what our angelic self is really good at. So it's just sending blessings out into the chaos, and also focusing on what is working, because we really want to get going on what's working. Today, I posted something about our Battered Women's Society. They raised over $4 million. It didn't take them very long. And they said 67 people. They raised $4 million to build housing for moms with children fleeing violence. And 10 families are going to be moving in the fall. I was like, that's setting your mind to doing something and doing it. It was amazing. So focusing on things like that, like sending love into those groups that are doing the work so that it expands more and more and more. And then that's our ascension, really, because it's lifting everyone up into sacred space. It's therapeutic community for the ones really struggling with addiction. There's so many things that need expansion. But anyways, why don't we send some love out into what's working and what's not working for 10 minutes. Keep losing my timer here. And I keep talking too much.
Oh, if I could just say a word.
Yeah, of course.
I found out, apparently my angel wanted me to know what this young man's name was. And so his last name is Abernathy. So it's Paul Abernathy.
Okay.
I don't have any idea what significance that has, but if we could add him to the list.
Yeah, refresh us about who he is
We
again?
don't use last names.
Oh, we don't use last names?
No, just Paul.
Okay.
Yeah, and Paul, refresh my memory about who Paul is again.
Okay, he was this, um,
Remember, in
Yes.
Costco.
yeah, Costco, right.
Okay, great. And he had a disability.
Well, yeah, he's, I don't know how to describe it exactly, except that, um, he moved his arms around and he grunted. He didn't really talk. And I just got the feeling that, I wanted to communicate with him. That's all.
Okay, beautiful. So let's send some energy to Paul and to all the little ones that are, have these I think they're developmental,
Are you autistic?
yes,
Well, I don't think so.
abilities.
No, he's not autistic.
Mhm.
No, because I didn't get that feeling. No, but whatever.
Yeah. There's lots of kids that have different issues.
Right.
So shall we send to Paul into the
Yes,
beings
please.
that struggle with that? Okay, let's do that. And yeah, and maybe send still point out to the planet too for all of us to become more still so that we can understand ascension better. Okay, hope. You sent hope out. All right, so you can put yourself on mute if you like, and we'll see everyone in 10 minutes. Okay, that's 10 minutes. That was lovely. Did you see anything, Leanne?
No, I didn't really see anything today, just sitting in that still point and sending out, yeah,
Beautiful.
peaceful.
I keep seeing the planet just ringed with angels. It happened the last Monday. Then it happened again today. Yeah, we have so much help.
Yeah, we
And then
do.
at the end, the healers of Trelana and the Halion engineers, and like we are surrounded. It's so nice to know. Leanne, call on the healers of Trelana for your wrist.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And I can send you that information again if you need a refresher.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, I will. Mm. All right. And Lillian, did you have a nice meditation? Yes, good. Beautiful. Okay. And Darren, you were there and in and out. Looks like Steve left. And he probably sent me a message here. Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
We're never gonna know what he's just gonna tell us.
I know, that's what I was thinking. I'm curious.
Uh, yeah, I don't know.
Mhm,
No idea. Anyways.
mhm.
Okay, so did anybody want to have another little comment about hope or the 10th dimension or the throat chakra? Anything there? Or share, Darren, did you want to share your meditation at all?
Yeah, I mainly focus on my mother's energy, the blue, deep blue energy, and I surrounded the planet with that. And then as you get closer to the planet, it turned more into that light blue color that you're talking about. So went from the very deep blue to a light blue when it got close to the planet,
Nice,
and just stayed in the stillness there.
beautiful. Yay, good, thank you. And Ken, did you want to add anything? Did you feel Paul close?
Um, I felt tonight, for some reason, like I was over analyzing stuff. So I just kind of left my mind and just kind of wanted to drift.
Nice.
So instead of I think I do that too much over analyze. So, it's like I try to get a hold on things when I don't really need to. It's just something that's left over from one of the way I grew up or something. You know what I mean?
No, definitely. We're way too mental.
So,
Yeah, if you catch yourself being so mental, just drop into your heart and just bless yourself.
okay.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah, yeah. No, and all the knowing is in our hearts. If we sit still in the stillness, it's there. It's there. These channelings help us just jog our memory. And, the mother is right there. She's never left us. Every prayer is answered. Yeah. These belief systems are pretty intense, but we've spent thousands of years creating them and not really taking responsibility for them. And we want in one lifetime for them to disappear. Which is
well, we're getting more
possible.
powerful now, so you should be able to.
Yes. Well, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm just going to stop the recording. I'm going to say thank you to everybody watching, and we'll be back again.